Snow White. That's all you hear about these days. And I'm not talking about the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs film from 1937. I'm talking about the live-action remake coming out later this month. I know this remake isn't out yet, but everything that I heard about it so far sounds like this could be the worst film ever made. Even worse than something like Delgo. For those that don't know, that's my least favorite piece of media of all time. Let's go over all my problems with it so far. We'll start with the woman who plays Snow White herself. Rachel Zegler is a person who claims to have never finished the original 1937 version because she thought it was too scary. So, the woman who is playing Snow White in the Snow White remake never bothered finishing the original?
Ah boy, here we go.
Rachel Zegler unironically did the Family Guy joke of The Godfather without any self-awareness.
Well, how can you say you don't like it if you haven't even given it a chance?
I agree with Stewie, it's not really fair.
And let's not forget that Rachel wants to fix the original Snow White, despite her not fucking watching the original.
She's not going to be safe with the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
They also cut out 7 of the 9 original songs, only keeping Whistle While You Work and Hi Ho. Damn it, you could have added the soup scene that was cut out in the original, but cut I guess is better than reprising. Then there's that original take of all of the dwarfs being this racism mix, and then they transform them later on into little tiny Lord Farquaads. Snow White in the Whistle While You Work song in the remake doesn't even do work. Women working in the kitchen is a very sexist stereotype, so our remake is gonna make women look as lazy as possible, even though that is also a sexist stereotype. Now, I'm not gonna make a video on the film when it comes out, and yes, I am going to see this because there are things I want to say about the film. And I'm sure that what I come up with isn't going to be the same as everyone else. Even if everyone reviewed it, I would find things to say that others won't say about it. I will be reviewing this movie sometime next year, in 2026. When I have a deep passion about something, it takes a very long time to make a video on it. I'm probably going to give the 2025 film a garbage essay. Snow White 2025 is garbage, and here's why. But I will get other essays done first, like Malika Magica is amazing, and here's why, and then High Going Spice is garbage, and here's why. I'll get those 2 done before getting to the Snow White one. As for the original Snow White, I want to talk about it for this Ryanimation review, since this will be my last time talking about the film before the remake comes out, and since it's a special review, I decided to make it the Season 1 finale of Ryanimation Reviews. Every 25 episodes of Ryanimation Reviews will make a new season, and if the My Little Pony Season 1 finale is a simple episode, then so can be my Season 1 finale. Snow White is a very important film. While this isn't the first animation that Walt worked on, this is the film that more or less put him on the map. Without this movie, you more than likely would not know the name Walt Disney or even Disney. In fact, because of the success of this film here, it prompted others to make more films, and that's how we have over 730 animated films to this day. I have seen Snow White since I was a kid. In fact, it's the first movie that I ever saw, and it's even the first animation that I ever saw. I was not even a year old yet when I saw this. My grandfather, who sadly is no longer alive, showed it to me because he was a big fan of Disney, and he wanted me to get into this stuff. My grandfather owned several of the Walt Disney era canon films on VHS. Most of those VHS tapes we still have and are probably valuable. So yeah, I've been watching Snow White ever since I was very little, and I've rewatched the film several times since. It really is sad seeing how people treat Snow White today, because to tell you the truth, the original one from 1937 still holds up. Although to be honest, others have also done stuff with Snow White as well that's mostly good. I've seen Rugrats parody it, as well as others like Simpsons, Family Guy, SpongeBob, and so on and so forth. There's even an anime on Snow White called Snow White with the Red Hair. It's a pretty good anime. Hell, there's another anime called The Legend of Snow White. I never saw that one. The idea is that so many have done the 1812 Brothers Grimm German fairy tale better than the 2025 version. Heck, even Disney has made parodies of it. And Disney has shown to still be able to do good stuff with Snow White and Lego Disney Princess, The Castle Quest.
Well, we meet again.
Oh, haha. Hey, Snow White. I'm so sorry about the evil queen, the huntsman, etc.
Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Although, out of all of them, the 1937 one is my favorite. The original version is one of my favorite films of all time. Like, it really does make my top 10 favorite films of all time. I like the Queen. People say that her motivation is petty, but honestly, I think that's what makes her fun. And also scary. Can you imagine someone wanting to kill another person just for their appearance? It's a scary ideology that sadly exists in the real world. But hey, it's a film, so we can make fun of it. I like how she killed a man and made him die of thirst.
Thirsty? I'll drink.
You know, some people like to say that's her husband. Considering how evil she is, I can buy that. I own this movie. Did you know that someone is selling a VHS copy for it for 200 grand? Yes, this is real. I love the imagery in this film. The scene of Snow White run away still feels scary to this day. And I love that after her crying, she apologizes to the woodland critters for her sadness. Oh, she's so innocent. I love it. The music in this is really good. I sing Just Whistle While You Work from time to time, even though I can't whistle in real life. All the songs that the Dwarfs sing I think are good. And the Dwarfs themselves are all fun and memorable.
What are you and who are you doing?
Good night, everybody.
My favorite is Dopey. He just has the best expressions. I also love how he can wiggle his ears. In real life, both me and my grandfather have that ability. I can even do it with just one ear at a time. But I probably relate more to Sneezy. I sneeze like 100 times a day. Oof. Grumpy is really funny, though his sexist statements make me think that if he said that in 2025, he would be canceled on Twitter forever. To be fair, he's used in the wrong in the movie on that merit, so it doesn't bother me. I love how every small scene with the dwarves builds up their characters. You can tell all the personalities of Doc, Happy, Sneezy, Sleepy, Bashful, Dopey, and Grumpy because of how well their performances are. I doubt the live-action remake later this year will be able to capture the magic. The music break I really enjoyed. Probably my favorite part of the film where they all dance. The jacket with Dopey and Sneezy is priceless. And how can anyone hate Snow White singing? People say that, oh, Snow White is a complete idiotic moron for running away. Just shut up. How would you feel if someone tried to kill you out of nowhere, and then learn that after this guy fails to kill you that this guy was hired by a family member of yours to have you get killed? That would make anyone lose their minds. The film states that the guy in the mirror has been stating that the Queen has been the fairest in the land for the longest time. I'm willing to bet all the money that Walt spent to make this movie that the mirror only stated that Snow White was the fairest because he was tired of telling that bitch Queen the same thing over and over again. I bet he wouldn't mind going to prison if it meant getting away from the Queen. I've seen a parody animation do that actually.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the hottest of them all? Wait, isn't she like 14?
Although I have to ask why the Queen thinking of murdering her innocent and nice stepdaughter is gonna make her the fairest in the land. Like, you don't think that the mirror would pick someone else? Or better yet, get mad at the mirror and threaten to break him. Lord Farquaad and Shrek at least did that.
Thelonious, you were saying?
Did you know in the book the Queen actually ate the pig heart? Jeez, that's dark. Walt took so many risks in making this. He even sold both his car and house to make this movie. Man, imagine if this flopped. I doubt he would have been the same after that. And to think that people had so little faith in this movie when it first came out, thinking that Walt Disney himself was making the biggest mistake in his life, and that this would kill the studio, and not a full-on animated film was a joke and that it shouldn't be done. But luckily, that wasn't the case, and hundreds of more anime movies were made after this one, and this is one of the most successful and beloved films of all time. I know people say that this has aged, but I really don't think that. Yeah, you could argue The Prince hasn't aged well, but it never detached my enjoyment of the film in the slightest. It's also one of the few films to do the death fake out correct, because they set up earlier how Snow White can come back to life, and not have an ass bull have it overstay its welcome. It's also the first film to do this. Huh, I guess it was a double-edged sword in the end, because so many films would do this, but they didn't know how to do it properly. Speaking of death, the Queen's death is beautifully done with her trying to kill the dwarves with a boulder on top of a cliff, only for a lightning bolt to send her to her doom, the boulder falling on her, and then two vultures eat her corpse. The movie doesn't shy away from dark stuff, especially with that forest scene. I don't ever want to hear, Snow White is a pussy for not standing up for herself. Bitch, if someone tried to kill me, stopped, and then told me that mother hired them to do it, I would be very terrified. The film was a legacy even back then. People came all over the country to see the premiere live in Hollywood, even in 1937.
Goodbye, Mickey, Minnie, and Donald. Thank you very, very much.
That's dedication, traveling halfway across the country just to see an anime movie. And there were dozens, if not hundreds of people that did that. Man, I really love Snow White. This film is still a classic to this day. It's an untouched holy grail, which unfortunately Disney is gonna finally touch this year. But you can still go back to the original film, and not see anything about it age badly per se. Like I said, even the prince I didn't think was that bad of an aging thing. He might be the only part that's really aged, but honestly it's not a huge problem. Actually, I kind of like how he comes in the beginning. Snow White is singing today, and then he comes in saying today. I don't know, I think that's just funny how it comes in out of nowhere. As for Snow White, 10 out of 10, S tier. You probably have seen it by now, but if you haven't for whatever reason, what are you waiting for? Go watch it! Thank you for watching the first season of my main series. It was fun. Most of my reviews were good. Very few that I think were bad. I plan on doing 4 seasons of Ryanimation reviews. 25 episodes per season. A total of 100 episodes. I'll see you all next season.